fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to give you the answers because surprise, surprise, all you hardcore Trekkies and nerds out there, apparently not everybody speaks fluent Klingon. But thanks to Mark Okrand, the guy who actually designed the Klingon language and this wonderful Klingon dictionary, we're going to give you all the answers today. And I will go ahead and tell you, let me just be honest, I did use some online translating too, but the point of this was to give you the answers because let's be real, we love lore in the game. We really do. I love that Scopely is making an effort to put Star Trek lore in the game, and that's what they're doing with this new Klingon event. However, truth be told, not everybody speaks fluent Klingon or has taken the time to even learn Klingon, which is surprising considering it's one of the most amazing languages ever spoken. You can also get this book on Amazon. They're not plugging me for it, but hell, support Star Trek. So there you go. Let's start with number one, which I know, oh man, Citron's coming for me. Shout out Citron. So here you go. Number one that you can't read. Oh God, it is kind of funny that nobody can read these. I mean, nobody at all can read these. Anyway, so this is saying, hey, you got to fight your enemies, old enemies, separatist enemies. That is what it's focusing on here. So your goal is going to be taking down separatist hostiles. Now, if you do not remember where separatist hostiles are, don't worry. That's what Rev Deuce is for. I'm going to go ahead and show you where they're at. Appreciate you, Citron, for destroying my jellyfish as I was completing number 6. Everybody likes attention these days. So let me go ahead and speed this up and repair it so that we can send it on back. And then we will go show you these systems that you can find them in. Now, separatist systems were from an event a long time ago, 3 years ago, actually. But if you need to find out where they are, here's a couple of them. Constina, level 26 is where the bosses are. Each separatist system in a faction space, there's 3 different systems, and there will be a boss level and a regular set. So you have a 17, Rananur, a 21, Bavaria, and then Castina. Oh, I'm sorry, the 22. And then you'll come back to Earthak, same thing. So Kabi, Koran, and then Earthak is in Klingon space. If you go over to Fed space, right over here, you're going to have Achilleon, Radaban, and Perleon, where you can go and get these separatist hostiles. Defeating these hostiles, which is, I think it's only 5 of them, you will then go and complete your event, and you will move on to number 2. Now, as you can see, these do work in the same pattern that every other Scramble communication event works on, where it's basically a trivia and task menu, but you've got to be able to speak Klingon to do it. So moving on to number 2, this one just looks like a bunch of gibberish to many of you, I'm sure. But what it's telling you to do is basically saying that officers become experts as they grow. I will point out that Scopely intentionally made these translations bad. Now, what do I mean by that? And by the way, insert comments about how Scopely always makes things intentionally bad. But what they did is they actually made this the roughest translation possible grammatically to make it to where it's easier to translate using online translators. So if you go to Bing or translate.eu or whatever you use, you'll be able to do this yourself. Or you can just watch this video. Like, watch Rev Deuce videos and hear me sniffle. So number 2 requires you to upgrade officers using Officer XP. I do believe at the time of this video, they're adding Trade XP as an option, so you can try that as well. But Officer XP is the easiest and obviously the one that you can grind for the most. So you just go and pick an officer of your choosing, hit up into your officers tab. Honestly, I just usually sort by level, whatever's not leveled, and I just go in like my ass wasn't leveled. I took her to level 24. So get a little bit more of a stat boost, and then of course, getting those very, very nice completions. Let's move on to number 3. There's only 6 of these, so don't worry. But number 3, once again, what the heck does that mean? You kind of have a hint in the name here, Romulu, but this is essentially telling you that Romulans are the enemies. We have to go fight the Romulans. A victory for the Romulans is a victory against the Empire. So destroying 15 Romulan hostiles will allow you to complete number 3. I do want to point this out real quick. If you are allied with the Romulans, your worry would be, well, I don't want to negate my Romulan rep. Good thing that you mentioned that. Let me show you how you can do this mission without hurting your Romulan rep. If you come over to Klingon space, we had a few months ago a war between the Romulans and the Klingons. So these systems are added here and here that allow you to attack Klingon or Romulan hostiles and not lose rep. So if you come to something like Mokba, for example, you'll come in and find there are Romulan, that's a player. There are Romulan hostiles that do not lose you Romulan rep. So use these systems if you're hoping to get around that pain point. Moving on to question number 4. Remember, we have 4 days to do this, by the way, so don't feel too pressured. But if you want to go ahead and get it now, there you go. Allergy season's terrible. I'm gonna take a Zyrtec after this, which doesn't help right now. So apologies, y'all. Number 4. Every Klingon is hoping to die on your ship. Nature's time progresses quickly. Make it progress faster is essentially what this question is saying. You need to use repair speed up. So just what I did on my Ice the Jellyfish with Citron came and blew it up with a Enterprise is what you need to be doing with any ship. Use repair speed ups. If you use the appropriate amount of repair speed ups, which as you can see by our thing, 180 points, I think it just translates to 18 minutes, but y'all can verify that for me. Use repair speed ups to complete number 4. That also reminds me, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this and just kind of hit a random Federation system to finish that event for us here. What system did I stop in? I stopped in a Romulan system. You know what? Just send me, what is the nearest? There. You go there. Thank you. You go there. Let's move on to number 5 here, which is going to bring in a little bit more difficult one. Now, at the time of making this video, there were some problems with this. And if you need help, hit me up on our Discord. Our Discord has a lot of this information on it as well. So if you are not able to see it, reboot your client. That was an issue when this event launched. As you know, sometimes we have issues with event launches. So with number 5, the answer is pretty easy. You just simply got to be able to do it. If it's not showing up, reboot your system to let you do that. So once again, a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. That's why you need one of these bad boys at the house. If you're not one of these, you're not even, are you a real Trekkie? Are you a real Trekkie if you can't speak Klingon? I mean, we have been doing Klingon lessons on our Twitch page. We're up to page 40. So just saying, reason to join the Twitch channel right here. Learn Klingon with us. Good stuff. Okay. So number 5 is pretty simple. Complete 3 away team missions. Now I will go ahead and encourage you to just do like some short ones and speed them up, or because it's 4 days, you can just go ahead and run normal away teams. It's what I talk about. You should always, always, always be running away team missions. There should be really no reason that you don't have an away team constantly going. So I'm going to actually start one right now. The 4, 8, and 12 hours, 100%. They should always be running. 4, 8, and 12 hours should always be running. And then pick maybe your rainbow missions, or if you're wanting to run the big ones. You see, I've also got the Borg Tribble mission that I'm running right now. That's going to take 3 days, which if I wanted to wait means I'm going to have that finished by the time that I am going to complete this whole Klingon ritual. Man, it's crazy how all this ends up working out, and it ends up working out fine. Then finally, you're going to get to number 6, which is the one that you saw me working on earlier. You get a frame. You get 2 Tyler shards, which Ash Tyler, this week we're entering into, is based around Discovery. Ash Tyler, obviously, spoiler, I guess, was a Klingon. Fun stuff. And then a 3D chess piece to add to your event store currency. And the sarcophagus ship frame. Blah. But hey, I can always use more frames. There's nothing wrong with more frames. And that would wrap you on up there. You know, let me put my jellyfish out here so we can actually get some kills. Boop. Go ahead and finish out. And you only need 15. So the good thing about this, even though it is difficult to understand, difficult to translate, the good news is they made it pretty daggum easy to complete. Only having to kill like 15 Romulans, 15 Federation. Now, sadly, there is no Federation system at this time that allows you to kill Federation ships and not lose rep. There is that availability for Romulan and Klingon ships, but not for Federation. They've not yet made that style of system. That style of system is very new. They added it for the war that we just had, you know, a few months ago. Maybe they'll add something for the Federation in the future, or something that we could ask for and request, but at this time, that is not currently a viable option for you. Now, I am really curious, and I honestly do want comments, because we've talked a lot about Trekkies and being hardcore fans, that this game needs more lore-based content, and it needs to be more Trek-friendly. In fact, that was one of the biggest outcries from the people who didn't like the fact that Star Trek Lower Decks was in the game, was, oh, it ruined my immersion. I want to know what you think about these style of events that really go into the faction and the aspect of like going into the Klingon language. Do you enjoy this? I personally love it. Yes, I am obviously one of the biggest Trekkies in this group, I started playing this game because I'm a diehard Trekkie. I mean, I can do the hand thing, unlike our former community manager, Panic. I love Star Trek, and Klingons are my favorite race. Y'all remember, I own a freaking Batleth. I might put my Batleth on the thumbnail of this video. But I also understand that, hey, maybe people don't want to go through that level of, difficulty in a mobile game. Now, the good news is, and this was part of their strategy, by the way, is they said they wanted this to have a team effort. They wanted everybody to have to work together, figure this out, and that would then add a little bit more to like your alliance working together. And in fact, in my chat, that's what it's been. The alliance working together, figuring this out. Hey guys, do y'all know the answer to number 4 and number 5 and number 6? And I think we're seeing that across a lot of servers all over the place. And I love that. It forces more community engagement in your alliance. It's very Trek friendly. And I think this type of stuff should be supported. But at the end of the day, y'all are the ones that kind of determine that. So if you do support it, like this video. If you support me, if you support this, comment down below. And I'm serious. I pass along these comments. Our new community manager, EcoBoost Engine, does a fantastic job of gathering feedback and passing along to the dev team. And he's very open to communicating with the players and not just the community managers, which, hey, kind of sucks. It makes me less important. But if you want to do that, once again, I know I've played this like 3 times, drop your comments. I've really been trying to push comments more here, Facebook, Reddit, Discord, because they're listening more. And I think it's evident that they're listening more. I don't know why I jumped into some random freaking accent, but that's just part of being Rev Deuce. Live long and prosper, everybody. Stay safe, other Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. I'll catch you on the next one. Sorry for the game music getting kind of loud there in the background as well. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are amazing. Let me finish this out real quick while we're on screen. Why not? We're doing it while you're here. The first 8 minutes of the video gave you the answers. The last 4 minutes of the video is literally just me doing the mission. That's it. I'm just going to finish it out so I can get my frame. Get my frame. I want my frame. Got it. There we go. Finished out and all good. Deuces, bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.